have a bit of humour in them. Yeah, they're quite funny. They have those things. But also, the Bender cartoon showed that actually animation can do all sorts of things that you can't do with real life. You can set things on fire, you can stretch things, you can make things move, you can make things jump. So it's a way of creating a series of fantasy worlds. So again, that might be a part of when you start this article is how cartoons affect you. When you watch a cartoon, I mean, some of you might hate cartoons, and I'd love an essay about why I hate cartoons. Who hates cartoons here? I've had quite a few people, so I can't stand it straight for things. It's a big waste of time. You know, my grandmother didn't like them at all. She thought they were just fosters. Why would anybody want to watch a cartoon with pink rabbits and things like that? So you may start off your essay on why I hate Wall-E. Wall-E, whatever his name is. Wall-E. Well, whatever it is. Why I hate Bugs Bunny, you know. So you can start off in one way by starting off with a joke. So I go round up there, just that person right at the back there. Have you got your first cartoon sorted out?
Yeah.
What was it?
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. Can you remember your first time? How old were you?
I don't remember. I just remember watching it.
Do you remember being excited by it?
Yeah.
You still excited by it?
I haven't watched it.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when we grow up, isn't it? Sometimes we grow out of things, we grow into other stuff. I had a beautiful essay last year from a 3D designer, Zoe, who wrote this fantastic piece of writing about the first time she watched a cartoon with her mother. And it was a really, really lovely point in her life where she realised that her mother also liked cartoons and they sat down together. And it sounds a bit soppy and a bit sentimental, but it actually went on into this idea of why a cartoon, which is just a funny old thing with colourful pictures and strange, often strange things, how can this take you into a world that you're hooked into, that's creating this illusion, this magical space? We're going to take a vote on this one. How many more minutes have we got to go? Let's see, I don't know what, actually I'm going to show you another one. You want Wall-E anytime you like. Oh, are you disappointed? I'm going to show you. I'm just going to get a bit serious for a minute. Quite difficult sometimes to see. Do you know who this is? Thank you. This is Frankenstein's monster. Can anybody think why I might have put Frankenstein's monster up when I'm talking about robots in animation? Okay, let's do a history test. Who wrote Frankenstein? It was a woman, yeah. First name was Mary.
Mary Shelley.
Mary Shelley, thank you. Have you read the book?
Some of it.
Some of it, yeah. It's actually, it's a very badly written book, weirdly, but it's a fantastic story, if that makes any sense. 18 something or other.
What's Mary's surname?
Mary Shelley. You Google Frankenstein, it will come up. So, Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein, decided that he wanted to bring something to life. So here's the link. In one way you could say, throughout history, throughout human history, we've always been fascinated about rebirth, re-life, making things come alive, perpetuating our own lives. And so the Frankenstein monster is this thing where he brings lots of body parts together, zaps it with electricity, and suddenly it becomes alive. And the whole story is about the fact that you can't control what's going to happen. It's a very interesting story in terms of that. But it's also interesting this idea that we want to create movement, we want to create life. It's one of our sort of goals in life to do that. And animated films and films themselves do that fantastically. They create the illusion of movement, of time, and space. So again, one of the starting points, if you're interested, would be Dr. Frankenstein's monster coming alive. Could that be the first cartoon? Can't be the real first cartoon, because we know the film was only made in 1895. So you also might start with the legend that it comes from, the Prometheus legend, animating lifeless matter. by assembling body parts. Well, that's what animators do. That's what a lot of you 3D designers are doing. You're animating pixels to make something fantastically narrative and interesting. And there's just a link to, let me just see if I think the link takes you to the Mary Shelley site, if you're interested in that. It works. Okay, so Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. So you can go and have an explore of that on your own. I'm going to show you a couple more cartoons. My PowerPoint presentation is a history of animation right from the beginning. And this is, I'm going to end it there because it's up there for you to have a look at. And also, history of animation is extremely complicated, it's extremely long, and it can go on and on forever. I'm giving you some timelines within Moodle and within Gamsway that you can go and have a look at. What I'm trying to say to you in this lecture is the starting point for this article on animated robots, animated history, is entirely up to you. You can start it in many places. You can start with a very early cartoon. You can start with Frankenstein. You can start with your own personal relationship to animated cartoons, CGI, etc., etc. I don't mind, but it has to start somewhere. I suspect it shouldn't be a pure description of his lecture. I'm just going to show you one more cartoon. Two more, got time. This cartoon was made in 1906, so we were talking a little bit before when the first cartoons came out. They were a little bit after the first film, and filmmakers suddenly realised, and some of you are doing this, I think, that who's working with Jim on experimental film? Or was it with Shona? Did he work? Who's working with Shona? Did he start to scratch into film?
Yeah.
Who's done that? Yeah. So if you think about back in 1895, we had this funny thing called film, which is lots of series of images that went through a camera. And soon after that, people realised that they could draw into that film and make something. But the first people who started to do animations were people who were cartoonists themselves. They wrote in newspapers. This is one of the first ones. And I'm going to show you a little bit of it. It works. So this is over 100 years ago, and it's one of the first animations that we go.